Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine Scoop and Hangout. The title is Judah Nazareth. The rock was Christ. That rock was Christ that they ate and drank from in the wilderness. Now, we was over there talking on your channel, but you got a bunch of disrespectful, wicked Hebrew Israelite Negroes and stuff over there that want to treat me like I'm a white person and talk down to me and talk crazy to me. I'm not for disrespect. As I told them, you keep talking about me, I'm gonna talk about your manners. I'm gonna be a Hebrew Negro for real. I'm gonna talk about your mammy, your dad, and everything else. And then you get so-called disrespectful and kick me off the panel, but you should have stopped them from being Hebrew Israelite Negroes over there on the panel. Everything's supposed to be done in order, but your Old Testament, not a New Testament, where Paul talking about everything being done in order. So you don't have discipleship or discipline. I didn't show mine because I didn't want to show it. Like I said, people get disrespectful with me, I'm going to get disrespectful with them. When her son talked about my mother, everybody wanted to make fun of me and talk crazy to me. And so I don't have no problems out here in these YouTube streets talking about anybody, mother, father, dead, children, or none of that. Hopefully I can get that spirit off me, but I don't have no problem because there's good and evil in us all. So I don't have no problem with doing wickedness to the wicked. But we got a topic today. Christ was that rock. Now y'all claim to be ignorant of it, so I'm gonna show you in the scripts. I'm gonna get into it. You and your little can whoever in the Torah nights want to deal with it. Since y'all think y'all intelligent and can deal with it, I'm gonna put this keynote up and show y'all. So it said that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. That's 1 Corinthians 10 and 3 or something like that. But we're gonna get into it, right? My AI, my computer, is gonna do it for me because I ain't a reader. Yes, when they used to tell us learn how to read, or you won't be able to read back in the days, they lied to us because we got computers that can read to us, and I use my computer. Don't get mad at me because you can't afford no computer. You a slum of the earth, Negro, Hebrew, or whatever. Don't get mad at me. I'm an Israelite. I tell y'all, I don't live by curses. I live by blessings.
I think Christ who comes to mind. If the answer is anybody external to you, then you've already been deceived. Christ is simply a total ignorance of most of you. Believe that Jesus Christ is a full name. Christ is no different. A title in Sensei or Master Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, which means anointed. As many of you know, Jesus was known as the Anointed One.
So as you see, Christ is a title. Y'all act like I don't know that. Messiah Christ, same thing. I've been knew that. Why do you ignorant people try to act like y'all teaching me when y'all need to sit down and be taught? But that's what happened when you have a panel of wicked, no good Hebrew Israelites on it. They won't let Israelites, because Judah said he an Israelite, they won't let me and him speak. And everybody in the crowd can see it. So, like I said, when I go super wicked on them, and that's your mama, that's your daddy, that's your dad, and all that, going back to my vomit when I was a child, that's how I used to play the game with y'all. Back in the day, we had your wig split. If we was face to face and you playing them childish games, you'd have been hurt. So, I don't believe Jesus Christ is the full name. I believe they had one name back then, Jesus. They called him the Christ because he was anointed. He dumbed himself down and he came down to go back up. Because what's above is also below, right? Oh, you gonna call me a Israelite Mason and stuff now, right? Because I know the simple thing that's what's above is also below. And what's below is also above. You're supposed to learn that as a child if people around you know it, tell you these things, right? So, it's a Greek word, Christos. So, if I say Jesus the Christ, just because I'm not speaking Hebrew, you won't hear it. But if I spoke it in Hebrew, you couldn't hear it because you deaf, dumb, and blind, aka ignorance, triple stage darkness. But we can have a conversation if y'all want to have it. Because y'all disallow that rock. Y'all ain't never read that in the Old Testament and all that, where y'all hate the rock. Well, you need to know who the rock is and who you hating on. Is he back there in the Old Testament? I keep telling you he was back there in the Old Testament. You just ignorant.
The Greeks stole their knowledge from the ancient Egyptians, as many others in the world. Christos comes from the ancient Egyptian word curse. The word curse had multiple meanings, from Messiah to anointed. 1. Curse was also a title given to those who became mummified. Now, to summarize, it was the title given to those who ascended their consciousness to an elevated level.
Ascended their conscious to an elevated level. He came down from heaven above and came very low. And then he went back up. He elevated his consciousness. Y'all down here and never elevated your conscious. That's why when somebody asks you a question to do something, you do like a little child or a dog or something, and you start acting crazy. Let me tell a joke and get all these other ignorant people to ha-ha and he with me. Well, you gonna have the white folks over here saying, look what these niggas do. That's what you niggas do. Don't get shame of it. Be proud of it. Do it proudly. I'm going to do it proudly because I'm going to be hot or cold. And if you get cold on me, I'm going to get very hot on you. And we're going to do vice versa, whatever they want to do. So keep ignorant ass niggas from talking ignorant ass shit to me. Or don't invite me on your panel, because if I come over there again and them ignorant ass niggas say any ignorant ass shit to me, it's going to be their mammy, it's going to be their daddy, it's going to be their dead grandchildren or whatever the fuck he wanted to be. That's everybody platform. Don't invite me on your platform with ignorant ass niggas, because when they get ignorant, I'm going to get ignorant. I promise you that. Oh boy. So it ain't that long. I could get into the fact that y'all be dissing Christ and you won't deal with this rock.
Few individuals manage to do this elevation of consciousness or an ascension, one of them being Jesus Christ or Yeshua the Christ. Part of the name after Jesus was symbolical to the ancients, though Jesus had ascended and elevated his consciousness on a metaphysical level. Now, Jesus was not the first Christ, and he definitely would not be the last. Those 16 Christs that lived before Jesus.
It was so-called 16 before him, people that had elevated their consciousness. But like I said, unlike them, Jesus came down from the highest place to the lowest place and then elevated his consciousness. You ignorant of folks will call it, he reincarnated himself. No, he didn't reincarnate. He came to the earth for the first time, and ain't no reincarnation, Nick Rose. So let's see who these 16 people are. So y'all can understand the other races got their Christ, And the Negro, the African American, the true Israelite, got their Christ. We got us a black Christ, a black Jesus.
This includes Talos of Egypt 1700 BC, Krishna of India 1200 BC, Christ Child Year 1200 BC, IHS of Phrygia 1070 BC, Houses of Arrows 834 BC, Barley of Orissa 725 BC, Indra of Tibet 725 BC, Ilo of Nepal 622 BC, Camels of Syria 1160 BC, Buddha of India 600 BC, Mithra of Persian 600 BC, Alsace class of Peter 600 BC. It was the Tao of Mexico 600 BC, and that's just to name a few.
So that's the end of our conversation. Now, if you want to have that conversation, we can do it by ourselves. We can't have no Bakwa and Apostle and all these ignorant Hebrew Israelite buddies you and Satnetta be kicking it with and stuff on the panel. Because I ain't got no time for what's percentage of white people. I don't know the number of all white people. I can't give you no percentage. So take your racist, black identity extremist tail somewhere with your what percentage of white people. You out here counting white folks? I don't count white folks. I don't count niggas. I don't count nothing. So don't ask me no percentage of niggas in America or white folks in America. Racist ass black identity extremists. But yes, that verse that I started the thing off with is 1 Corinthians 10:4. And they all drank from that same spiritual drink. They drank from that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock that followed them, as it says, is Christ, or Christos, or anointed one. Blah, blah, blah. I ain't got to speak it in Hebrew. You ignorant, you don't believe it, even if it was told to you in Hebrew, because you don't believe the Lord God of Israel, aka the Hebrews. But you don't hear me ignorant up here saying Hebrew Israelite, do you? Because that's some bull crap made up by ignorant Hebrew Israelites. How you doing, AC? So yes, people, I'm out of here. Once again, I'm going to tell you, with that nigga with attitude, I'm not the nigga to fuck with. You can talk all you want, but if you get ugly, I'm going to get uglier. And I have right and privilege to do that in this community. Because like I said, when her son went in on my mother, y'all people talk crazy and ignorant to me and fuck with me then. So what happened, I cut my motherfucking heart out. I ain't got no heart. I will get in your ass. So Apostle, Bakwa, and all you other bitch ass niggas from New York City that be on that Hebrew Israelite shit, you better watch your motherfucking mouth. I think the message is out there, but I don't think y'all gonna come over here and hear it. Somebody tell them niggas when you talk to them again, Carl said, watch your motherfucking mouth, or it will be your mother and your everything else, nigga. Even your dead folks. I'm out, y'all. Peace.